Interest rates are at some of the highest levels since the year 2000. Home prices are elevated, and we're headed into a slower time for new inventory coming on the market due to the seasonality. On top of sellers already not putting their homes on the market due to being locked in at a low interest rate. In this video, we'll be discussing what in the world is going on with the housing market, what's going on with Pittsburgh's market specifically, and ultimately, what does this mean for you? And should you buy now or should you hold off and wait? And all of that's being covered right now. Hey guys, it's Riley Madden, a real estate specialist here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania with eXp Realty. If this is your first time to this channel and you want to learn absolutely everything on what it's like to work, eat, sleep, live, and play all right here in Pittsburgh, make sure you start by tapping that subscribe button and click that little bell so you're notified every time we come out with a new video. We get so many reach outs literally every single day from people all over the world who are making a move here to Pittsburgh, and we absolutely love it. If you're considering a move to Pittsburgh, any of our surrounding suburbs, make sure to reach out, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, DM us on social media. However you want to get a hold of us, we've got your back when making a move to Pittsburgh. So interest rates just hit some of the highest levels since October of the year 2000, literally 23 years ago. Plus, the feds are saying they see a 40% chance of even higher rates. And this rise in rates on top of the unknown for the future is causing a ton of volatility in the housing market and definitely causing mortgage purchase applications to decrease. This rise in rates on top of the already elevated home prices is reducing the amount of able buyers out there due to housing affordability issues. So we are seeing less activity in the market and inventory isn't substantially rising. A big reason why sellers are not putting their homes on the market is because they're currently sitting at around a 3% interest rate or a rate that's significantly lower than 8%. And a lot of times when sellers sell their homes, they usually upgrade to something nicer or something bigger. So if the sellers were to sell their properties at the lower rate, plus get something more expensive on top of a doubled interest rate, that's just not as realistic for most people and doesn't make a lot of financial sense. So in turn, sellers are holding off on selling their properties and staying in their current homes, which is causing inventory to be pretty meager. And we are headed into our lowest inventory months of the year coming up this fall. So we could expect to see even lower inventory than we've seen over the summer. So with these circumstances, the housing market is slowing down nationwide and Pittsburgh isn't an exception. Although Pittsburgh isn't being hit as hard as many of the tier 1 markets, we're a relatively strong and stable market, and we are still expected to see a growth of 4.2% this year in 2023. Based on that figure, we actually rank number 12 among the 100 largest US metro areas, which is putting us in the 87th percentile. So although high rates are going to impact the housing market nationwide, we are seeing some price reductions and just overall slowdowns in demand. The high interest rates, unfortunately, is something that we can't control. So what you want to do is focus on what you can control. And that's going to be the market you enter and whether it's the right time in your life to purchase a property. And gladly, Pittsburgh is not seeing such a drastic impact such as the ones that the tier 1 markets are seeing. We are still seeing a pretty healthy buyer to inventory ratio. We're seeing a relatively low share of listings with price reductions, although it is becoming more of a common theme. And we have very favorable mortgage and rent affordability, especially compared to many other US metro areas. Plus, we are seeing a good amount of expanding housing options with a lot of new builders and communities entering our market. And on top of that, Pittsburgh has been converting a lot of its office buildings into multifamily residential use, therefore opening up even more inventory in the housing market. So with the nature of Pittsburgh's housing market, you shouldn't be as weary as jumping into Pittsburgh's market compared to many of these tier 1 markets who are seeing large price swings and large price reductions. But does that necessarily mean it's a good time to buy in Pittsburgh or anywhere? Not exactly. And I completely understand why people are holding off on buying because of these large price swings, the interest rates. I mean, affordability is just becoming a serious issue in the housing market, and I do not blame anyone who's waiting. And you have to be absolutely crazy to say that right now is a good time to buy a house. Or do you? Well, experts like Barbara Corcoran and Dave Ramsey both came out and said that right now is actually a really good time to buy. And I'm gonna tell you why. Barbara Corcoran, self-made millionaire, actually just came out and said that whenever mortgage rates decrease, prices are going to shoot through the roof, and it's going to cause big issues in affordability too, plus a ton more competition. So she's saying right now is actually a good time to buy, considering the factors of the housing prices and the fact that there is lower competition due to the higher interest rates. And with so many willing buyers out there that are just sitting on the sidelines waiting to become willing and able buyers, once interest rates come down and they are able to buy, since there is so much demand out there, that is going to cause a flood in the market and ultimately home prices to soar. And expert Dave Ramsey is saying that if you do have enough cash set aside and you are pretty much debt free, then right now is actually a good time to buy a house, because he only sees prices continuing to climb, and also notes that due to the higher rates, there is low competition, so definitely some opportunity for you to get the property under asking price and have to compete less against other buyers. Plus, they are saying we're not expected to see any change in these fundamentals of elevated rates keeping inventory and demand down anytime soon. And when rates do come down, like we said, that's going to cause a lot of buyers to come out of the woodwork. So aside from what they are saying, how are you going to know if it's a good time for you to actually purchase? The things you have to think about are how long your time horizon is. Most importantly, are you going to be staying in the property for at least 5 to 10 years? Do you have savings set aside? And most importantly, is it the right time in your life? Are you planning to upsize because you're looking to have kids in the near future? Are you looking for a place that you could comfortably live in for the next 5 years? Are you comfortable with your projected mortgage payment? Those are the things I would be thinking of if I were entering the housing market right now. And even if you can't justify the higher rates and the higher mortgage payment because you don't exactly need a property, well, there always is an alternative. A lot of our clients have recently been turning to builders and actually opting for new construction options. And why builders? Isn't the interest rate going to be the same if I were to purchase a property? Well, not exactly. A lot of builders are offering pretty amazing rates and incentives and even interest rate buy downs right now. So we are seeing a ton of buyers opt for builders due to the lower rates, the upgrades, and most importantly, the ready inventory on the market. There are many builders in Pittsburgh doing interest rate credits. I'm seeing some as low in the high 5s compared to the 8s. A lot of them are offering 3-to-1 buy downs and really great incentives. And what's great is we have a lot of new builders such as D.R. Horton coming into Pittsburgh's market, and our overall new construction scene and options for different builders is growing and growing, and there are truly so many great options here. So if building is something you would consider, feel free to reach out to the team, email us at livinginpgh@gmail.com, or feel free to call or text below, and we'll get you information on all of the builders and all of the different incentives here in Pittsburgh currently. And not only are just our clients choosing builders, but nationwide, building has become extremely popular due to what we just discussed. So much that Warren Buffett invested over $814 million backing 3 different home builders recently. So building a house can be a very great alternative in times like these. And although existing home sales are currently down, new home sales are actually up right now. So this is a pretty strong trend nationwide, and I truly love the building process and the fact that you're getting literally a brand new home customizable to you. And in Pittsburgh, a lot of builders' average turnaround time is only around 6 months. We do have a lot of spec homes that are already ready to go and practically move-in ready with whatever your desired timeline is. So although we're headed into pretty uncertain times in the housing market, At least we are in Pittsburgh, a strong and resilient market. We still have a ton of buyers currently purchasing and looking for properties, tons of buyers building, but we also have current buyers who are waiting and holding off to see what is going to happen with the rates and what's going to happen in the future with the market and prices. So whether you're ready to buy now or wait, it comes down to your personal situation, how comfortable you are with the mortgage payment, how are your savings looking, how bad waiting might impact you, and of course, if it's the right time in your life. And although Pittsburgh's market isn't seeing as extreme of a slowdown and halt compared to many other markets, we are starting to see a bit of a slowdown in demand and some price reductions. In fact, the last 3 buyers we just got accepted offers for all got accepted offers significantly under asking price, which was pretty much unheard of a few months ago. And they were actually the only offers on the properties, with the properties sitting for a little bit over 3 to 4 weeks. So if it's the right time in your life to buy, these interest rates and prices aren't affecting you as much and is something that you could take on without a question, then right now there could be some really good opportunities in the market. And that leads into the most important part of the process, is having a good agent who is there to educate and guide you and not rush you into a property, but give you all of your options and allow you to make that decision yourself. You want someone who is educated in the market and actually save you money compared to just jumping in at asking price. You need someone who's constantly analyzing the inventory, the current state of the market, and where the opportunity is. You want an agent who's going to give you the information and allow you to assess it yourself, rather than just imply onto you that it's a really good time to buy or it's a horrible time to buy. You want to look at all factors, and especially the factors that come into your personal situation. So if you are looking for an agent in Pittsburgh, you're looking to move here, purchase a property, looking to build a property, and looking for builder recommendations, make sure, as always, to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, DM us on social media. Whatever way you want to get a hold of us, we've got your back when making a move to Pittsburgh. And if you want to learn everything else about Pittsburgh, our different neighborhoods, our real estate market, and truly what's it like living here, you could start by watching our next videos here. And we'll catch you in the next one.